Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. You know it. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I want to say a happy Father's Day to everybody too. Originally, this video, I'm still going to make this video. This video is going to be about, I know there's a lot of people out there like me that lost their fathers. And I wanted to talk about why this day in particular is not a good Father's Day. I never like seeing this day come. I lost my father when I was 9 to brain cancer. Not only that, his birthday is the day after tomorrow every year, and it's not a good time for me. I wanted to do a video talking about that, and I'm still going to, because I know there's a lot of other people. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other people out there that have had these same kind of experiences. Like I remember back in grade school, right after he passed, and my grandfather passed too a year later. And in art class, we were making a card for our fathers, and it was a good experience for me. That's what this video is going to be about. Now, I didn't think this was going to be a big deal to this morning. I want to talk about why Joe Biden was just in Connecticut. He was in Connecticut at the University of Hartford for gun legislation that we've passed here in Connecticut. So he was at the University of Hartford Friday, 2 o'clock Friday. And until this morning, I didn't even realize there was a big hubbub about all this. At the end of the speech, he was supposed to go down to the crowd and shake hands, but it was stormy here Friday. There was thunderstorms moving through. So he kind of moved off the stage quicker than he was going to. And at the end of the speech, he's talking and he goes, "God save the Queen, man." And then he walks off the stage. Okay, now I had a conversation yesterday, and I kind of let me start at the very beginning here. You guys know, okay, I used to drive magazines. After I worked for an architect, I drove for a magazine company. They delivered newspapers, magazines, books, periodicals, all that stuff. Yankee News from Waterbury, Connecticut. And in the 90s, I worked for this company, and I told you guys how I used to deliver mostly to adult bookstores, but I also delivered to the University of Hartford. Every week I would bring up totes of magazines. I'd park my truck and go into the bookstore at the University of Hartford and check in magazines and take out the magazines from the week before. I met this woman there, a Spanish woman that worked there. I think she was going to school part-time. She was my age. And we got along very good. We kind of flirted, and I still stay in touch with her. I'm still friends with her on Facebook. This is from 25 years ago. And she used to check me in. Like I'd have to check in the magazines every week. And so I'd go through I'd say 5 of these, 10 bundles of people, and she'd check them off that they were received. And every week she would say, "Mita, Mita." She would yell this at me. She'd be doing a lot of stuff. She'd have to be tending to customers. There'd be customers standing right there at the desk, and she'd yell, "Mita, Mita," at me. And I'd laugh, and I never knew what Mita meant. And apparently in Spanish, it means hurry or quickly, hurry. And I finally one day I asked her, I was like, what does that even mean? I thought she was calling me Mita, and so anyway, we became friends on Facebook. Okay, move forward to last week. I heard that Biden was coming to the University of Hartford. The University of Hartford is only probably about 20-minute ride from where I'm sitting right here. So I really wanted to go. And of course, things come up and I didn't go. I'm friends with, I don't want to say her name, on Facebook. And yesterday afternoon, I sent an instant message on Facebook, the instant messenger, messenger on Facebook. And I was like, did you go to the Biden speech? How was it? And when I read, I tend to skim over stuff. I guess, I kind of speed read things, even your comments. And I just pick out words and stuff that applies to me or something I'm interested in. And I read over her message back to me. At the end, it said something about Biden and God Save the Queen, and I just skipped over it. Later yesterday, I saw a story about Biden saying God Save the Queen. And I went back and I asked her about this. She was at this. She still works at the University of Hartford at the bookstore, and she was at this function, and she told me this. She was there. She said that there was students in the front. Now Biden skipped over they call it going down to the rope line because this weather was moving in. And he kind of skipped over going down. He usually goes down and shakes hands and talks to people in the front row, or the rope line they call it. And she says that she said a bunch, I don't know if that's less than 6, 2 or 3 or whatever, students wearing the Union Jack, the British flag. They had it on a t-shirt. Now I read this yesterday and I was like, it wasn't even a story to me. The University of Hartford, I'll have some links down below. Of course, they have students from England and all over the world. And, it didn't seem like a big story. Some students from England were in the front row. They're going to see the president, and, they're proud that they're from England. Everybody else, there's other people with the American flag. So they got the British, they're from England. They're wearing the British flag, the Union Jack, the t-shirts. And then it all makes sense. He didn't go down to shake hands. These people are right in the front where he can see them. And, he feels bad and he sees them standing there cheering and he goes, God save the Queen, man. Now, I wasn't there. This is the explanation I got. I instant messaged this person back late last night, asking her if I could take a screenshot of our conversation. I haven't gotten any response back. I felt bad even asking to do that. And I don't know if that's going to even prove anything. Also, I brought this up on Facebook, and then I got another reply that just 2 months ago, April 15th, when Biden was in Ireland, that there was people very upset with him, English people that live in Ireland, because apparently he was in the limousine in Dublin, Ireland, and he was flying. They had the tricolor, the Irish flag, on the side of the limousine. And there's English people that I don't know a lot about Irish politics. I understand the whole, the IRA and everything that happened in the 70s and everything. But there's people in England that have the Union Jack as their flag. And there was a lot of English people that were very upset at Biden, that supposedly he snubbed the Union Jack. This was just 2 months ago, 2 months ago, April 15th in Dublin, Ireland. So it all starts to make sense to me. He caught some flack. I think he caught flack too for saying something about on Good Friday. I'll put that link down below too. He's kind of been on bad terms. He's kind of made a few remarks that did a few things that ticked off the English people lately. He sees English students wearing the Union Jack right in the front row. He can't go down and shake their hands. And there's all this stuff in the news about people skipping different people when they're going around to greet, like teachers not hugging these students or that student. It makes sense to me yesterday. So today, I start looking over the news stories like I always do at 2 a.m. And I just see this is all over the place. This is on People and Connecticut Insider and Yahoo. It's on TMZ. It's all over the place. And then I can't find any explanation. So I started searching this morning. I was like, there's got to be pictures of people in the front row. These kids, these people, I assume they're kids, students from the University of Hartford in the front row, a group of students wearing the Union Jack flag. So this is the explanation that I got. I wasn't there. I don't have any proof, but it made sense to me. It totally made sense to me yesterday. And it was so much of a minor story. I didn't even pay any attention to it. But this morning I see it's a huge hubbub and it's all over. The Biden haters and the Trumpers are all over this. So, oh, God, this can't go on. He's losing his mind. And then there's these articles talking about the Queen of England passed away. Why is he saying this? And there's nobody saying the story that I heard, that the simple explanation that there was a couple of people in the front row wearing the Union Jack flag. And he just felt bad, apparently, because he couldn't shake their hands and greet them. So he said, God save the Queen. The only thing that probably came to his mind about acknowledging the English flag, the Union Jack. Made sense to me yesterday, but I don't see that explanation anywhere in the news today. So that's it. This is what I heard from somebody that was there. It's hearsay. I don't have actual proof or pictures, so it is what it is. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a next video on Father's Day and why it's not a day I look forward to. Stay tuned. Have a good Sunday.